So one of the big issues also, or stumbling blocks for children, is parental expectations or societal expectations, but mainly coming from parents. And no matter how hard parents keep telling me sometimes that no, we have no expectations at all, actually they do. And what happens is that many of these expectations are emanating from unfulfilled dreams of parents themselves. Parents want children to become something or achieve something, but this may not be within the abilities of the child or interests or passions of the child. And very, very often parents are going to be making statements like, it would be so nice if you became an engineer like your dad, or it would be so nice if you became a doctor like your grandfather. Our family is full of doctors. And these are kind of implicit statements which are going as messages to the child that, look, it's really nice to be a doctor or an engineer or this or that. Essentially doctors and engineers, let's face it, in our society. And then these become kind of benchmarks for children to achieve, whether they fit in or not with the child's own life path, with the child's own passions or abilities or interests. And I know that sometimes parents say, but I never said anything to the child. I never said, we've left our child to be so free, you can decide what you want. Yes, but at dinner table conversations, you're actually talking about praising something else, you're talking about other role models. So you are in a way giving this message to the child. And what happens is, if you are not in sync with the child's own interests and passions, then you are setting up the child for failure. Secondly, if you as a parent are not secure in what you've achieved yourself, in the space in which you are today, if you're a fulfilled human being, I doubt whether you would want to push your child to do something else. So I think the first thing is for parents to question themselves and to say, where is this coming from? Am I saying things because society expects it, because my stature as a parent would go up in society vis-a-vis others if my child does this or that? Because when you say that, then what is happening? Your love for the child is actually a conditional love. And if it's a conditional love, then it's a kind of a judgment for the child. The child may not be able to achieve it, and therefore the child is trapped in a sense of insecurity. Every child wants to be loved unconditionally. Any human, actually, not just child, any human being wants to be validated. So when we are setting up these kind of expectations in our statements, in what we say for the child, in terms of schooling, even performances, you are actually setting up the child somewhere for failure. So rather than do that, what's really important is that parents should be able to simply support the child and validate what the child is doing and allow the child to follow his or her interests, because each child has come with a uniqueness into the world. Each child has come with a unique set of abilities and talents, because we need these different sets of talents to create a society where each one can contribute for achieving harmony and peace. And we do need multifaceted people in our society. We don't need only doctors or only engineers or only musicians or only artists or whatever. We need different kinds of people. And the world to come, where the new kinds of problems are emerging, these are the children who will be able to find solutions to those problems. So you can't put up these kind of expectations which are coming from our conditioning, of our upbringing, of our education of the past. I think that's very fundamental for parents to understand that. So when we parents are putting up expectations, I think they're coming from parents' own insecurity somewhere. Because if you are a fulfilled parent, if you're a fulfilled human being, you're in a space that, I've achieved this with my life, I'm happy with what I've done, you're a role model for the child. And you're essentially telling the child, look, you can be authentically, your authentic true self. You don't have to be what I expect you to be or what I'm setting you up to be. I think that's very important. So parental expectations are really damning for the child. I think we just simply steer clear from that kind of statements and expectations and just simply support the child with unconditional love.